Family Matters was a beloved sitcom that defined 90s television, but the real lives of its cast members weren't always as uplifting as the show. Over the years, many faced personal hardships, health battles, and career setbacks. Some tragically passed away, leaving behind legacies that fans continue to cherish. As we reflect on their journeys, we honor the 15 Family Matters actors who are no longer with us. Let's discover their real names, real ages, and their legacies that they left us. Michelle Thomas as Myra Monkhouse. Michelle Thomas, born on September 23, 1968, in Boston, Massachusetts. When she was 25, she played Myra Monkhouse, a kind-hearted and spirited character who became Steve Urkel's devoted girlfriend on Family Matters. Myra was sweet, loving, and often caught up in the chaos of Steve's eccentric world, but she stood by him with loyalty and warmth. Despite the humor of the show, Myra's relationship with Steve added emotional depth to the series. Michelle's own life, however, was filled with struggles as she battled a rare and aggressive form of stomach cancer. Diagnosed in 1997, she fought bravely through several rounds of treatment, but sadly, her health rapidly declined. Michelle dreamed of starting a family, but time was not on her side, and she never had children. She spent her final days surrounded by loved ones in her mother's home, where she passed away on December 23, 1998, at the age of 30, leaving behind an unrealized potential and a legacy of joy in the roles she played. Rosetta LeNoire as Estelle Mother Winslow. Rosetta LeNoire, born on August 8, 1911, in New York City. When she was 78, she played Estelle Mother Winslow, a loving, wise matriarch on Family Matters. Mother Winslow was a symbol of strength and wisdom, always offering her children and grandchildren sage advice with warmth and humor. Rosetta's real-life career was marked by the obstacles of being a black actress in an industry rife with discrimination, but she persevered with grace. Although she did not have children, she devoted herself to mentoring young performers through her repertory theater work. However, in her later years, she lived alone, grappling with complications from diabetes. Despite the hardships, she led a comfortable life, though much of her earnings were dedicated to helping others. Rosetta passed away on March 17, 2002, at the age of 90 due to complications from diabetes, leaving behind a lasting legacy in the theater and television industry. Barry Jenner as Lieutenant Lou Murtaugh. Barry Jenner, born on March 12, 1941, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When he was 49, he played Lieutenant Lou Murtaugh, a steady, reliable figure on Family Matters. Lieutenant Murtaugh was often the calm voice of reason, helping guide the Winslow family through their wildest moments, especially as the show's main authority figure. While Barry's career had steady work, including numerous guest roles, he never achieved major stardom. His personal life was similarly full of ups and downs, including a marriage to actress Suzanne Hunt, which felt the strain of his acting career's demands. Later in life, Barry was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, an illness that left him physically weak and financially burdened. Barry passed away on August 9, 2016, at the age of 75, after a courageous battle with leukemia, leaving behind a memorable body of work in television and voice acting. Naya Rivera as Gwendolyn. Naya Rivera, born on January 12, 1987, in Valencia, California. When she was 5, she played Gwendolyn in Family Matters, a minor but memorable role that showcased her sharp wit and natural charm. Gwendolyn was a confident, quick-witted character who left a lasting impression, even though her appearance was brief. As Naya grew older, her career blossomed, especially with her iconic role as Santana Lopez on Glee, where her powerful voice and bold personality won her fans worldwide. Naya's personal life, however, was complicated, including a turbulent relationship with actor Ryan Dorsey. Naya also faced challenges, including financial ups and downs, and even filed for bankruptcy at one point. Tragically, on July 8, 2020, Naya drowned at Lake Peru while trying to save her son, and her body was recovered 5 days later. Naya passed away at the age of 33, leaving behind an incredible legacy in both music and television that continues to inspire and be remembered. Ellen Albertini Dow as Elderly Lady. Ellen Albertini Dow, born on November 16, 1913, in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. When she was 77, she played the role of an elderly lady in Family Matters in 1990, adding her distinctive charm and experience to the show. Known later for her iconic role as the rapping grandmother in The Wedding Singer, Ellen was a classically trained performer who spent much of her early life teaching drama before transitioning to Hollywood in her later years. While her acting career flourished, her personal life carried quiet sadness. She was married to composer Eugene Dow for over 50 years, a deeply loving but childless union. After his passing in 2004, Ellen withdrew from the public eye, grappling with grief and loneliness. As she neared 100, her health began to decline, and pneumonia ultimately claimed her life on May 4, 2015, at the age of 101. Ron Taylor as Darnell Coleman. Ron Taylor, born on June 7, 1951 in Detroit, Michigan. When he was 39, he portrayed Darnell Coleman in Family Matters in 1990, a role that showcased his deep, commanding voice and contributed to his success in both television and theater. Despite his professional achievements, Ron's life was marked by constant health struggles, particularly related to weight and diabetes, which also led to high blood pressure. In his late 40s, his health rapidly declined, leading to a fatal heart attack. He passed away on January 16, 2002, at the age of 49, leaving behind a grieving family and a legacy of respected talent in the industry. Dick O'Neill as Commissioner Geiss. Dick O'Neill, born on December 10, 1928, in New York City, New York. When he was 67, he portrayed Commissioner Geiss in Family Matters in 1996, playing a character that was a fixture of authority within the show's community. A seasoned actor with a career spanning decades, Dick frequently found himself typecast as gruff authority figures, a role he both accepted and found frustrating. Later, his health began to decline, with heart problems limiting his ability to work. Nevertheless, he continued acting as long as he was able, always committed to his craft. He passed away on November 17, 1998, at the age of 70 due to heart failure, leaving a legacy of consistent, reliable performances. Sherman Hemsley as Captain Savage. Sherman Hemsley, born on February 1, 1938, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When he was 56, he appeared as Captain Savage in Family Matters in 1994, adding his sharp wit and presence to the role. However, off-screen, he was a private and humble man, choosing a quiet life away from the limelight. Never marrying or having children, Sherman lived alone for most of his life, finding companionship in a close-knit circle of friends. Later in life, he faced health issues, including high blood pressure and lung cancer, which he kept largely private. Sherman passed away on July 24, 2012, at the age of 74, leaving behind a legacy marked by a trailblazing role in American television. Fred Willard as Vice Principal Mallet. Fred Willard, born on September 18, 1933, in Shaker Heights, Ohio. When he was 60, he portrayed Vice Principal Mallet in Family Matters in 1994, bringing his signature dry wit and improvisational skill to the role. Fred was a beloved figure in comedy, best known for his unique ability to find humor in everyday situations, making him a staple in both film and television. However, his personal life was not without its struggles. His long marriage to Mary Lovell ended with her passing in 2018, leaving Fred to cope with grief and loneliness. By the time of his death, Fred had a comfortable home in Encino, California, and continued to work in television. He passed away on May 15, 2020, at the age of 86 from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and heartfelt performances. Tom Poston as Mr. Looney. Tom Poston brought his signature comedic charm to the role of Mr. Looney in Family Matters in 1994. Despite a long and successful career, his personal life was marked by deep sorrow. His first wife, Jean Sullivan, passed away early, leaving him devastated. Later, he found love again with actress Suzanne Pleshette. But their relationship had its share of ups and downs, marked by periods of separation and reconciliation. Professionally, Poston was often typecast as a bumbling side character, limiting his opportunities for leading roles. By the time of his passing, he lived in a modest home in Los Angeles, with a classic Cadillac that reflected his old-school Hollywood sensibilities. Though his estate was valued at around $10 million, much of it went to legal fees and medical expenses. His final years were overshadowed by deteriorating health, and he passed away on April 30, 2007, at the age of 85 due to respiratory failure. Arnold Johnson as Fletcher Thomas. Arnold Herbert Johnson, born on November 15, 1921, and at 69 years old, he stepped into the role of Fletcher Thomas on Family Matters. As Mother Winslow's second husband, Fletcher was warm, witty, and full of old-school charm, bringing a steady presence to the Winslow household. Johnson had already built a name for himself long before this role, making waves in 1969 with Putney Swope, where he played the title character in Robert Downey Sr.'s sharp, satirical comedy. The film's bold themes made it a cult classic, cementing Johnson's place in Hollywood. Decades later, after his run on Family Matters, he took on another powerful role in Menace II Society, 1993, playing Thomas, a deeply religious grandfather trying to steer his grandson away from violence. It was a striking contrast to the rebellious energy of Putney Swope, showing how Johnson's career evolved from biting satire to heartfelt wisdom. Away from the screen, his health began to decline in his later years. On April 10, 2000, he passed away at 78, leaving behind a legacy of thought-provoking performances. His journey, from a bold voice in counterculture cinema to the heart of classic family television, showed his range and quiet influence in Hollywood. Donna Summer as Aunt Oona. Donna Summer was born on December 31, 1948, and at 46 years old, she guest-starred as Aunt Oona in Family Matters in 1995. As a sweet yet delightfully eccentric relative from Altoona, Pennsylvania, Aunt Oona was a lovable fish out of water, struggling to keep up with modern times. It was a fun, unexpected moment in Summer's career, a lighthearted detour from the high-energy disco anthems that made her a legend. By then, she had already cemented herself as the queen of disco, revolutionizing dance music with hits like Love to Love You Baby and Hot Stuff. Her work with Giorgio Moroder in the 1970s shaped the future of electronic music, but she never let herself be boxed in. The 80s saw her breaking free from the disco label, blending pop, gospel, and rock into her sound, proving she was more than a genre. She was a force. Even after her television cameo, Summer never slowed down. She kept recording, touring, and evolving, her voice still as commanding as ever. Off-screen, she and her husband, Bruce Sudano, shared a strong bond, supporting each other through the shifting tides of fame. But in 2012, her story took a heartbreaking turn. On May 17th, she passed away at 63 from lung cancer, a diagnosis she believed stemmed from toxic exposure following the 9/11 attacks. A non-smoker, her illness sparked discussions on environmental hazards and secondhand smoke from years of performing in smoky clubs. Yet, even in loss, her presence never faded. In 2013, she was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to an artist who reshaped music history. Eddie Mekka as Charlie. Eddie Mekka, born on June 14, 1952, and at 42 years old, he brought his signature charm to Family Matters in 1995, playing Charlie, a warm-hearted but slightly bumbling character who added a touch of humor and old-school charisma to the show. With his easygoing nature and knack for physical comedy, Charlie fit right into the sitcom's lively world, bringing a nostalgic touch that resonated with audiences. By the time he stepped into the role, Mekka had already left a lasting mark on television as Carmine, the Big Ragusa in Laverne and Shirley, where he showcased his singing and dancing talents. That role turned him into a fan favorite, but after the show ended in 1983, he navigated a shifting career landscape. His return to mainstream sitcoms with Family Matters was a fun revival of his comedic strengths, bridging his past success with fresh opportunities. Later, he ventured into film with A League of Their Own, 1992, playing Madonna's dance partner, a brief but memorable role that underscored his theatrical background. Off-screen, he married Yvonne Marie Grace in 1994, and the couple shared a daughter, Mia. However, in his later years, his health declined. On November 27, 2021, he passed away at the age of 69 in his California home. While no official cause of death was immediately disclosed, reports mentioned he had been dealing with health issues prior to his passing. His loss was deeply felt by fans and former co-stars, many of whom remembered him for his boundless energy and generous spirit. Perry Stevens, as TV anchorman. Perry Stevens, born on February 14, 1958, and at 37 years old, he appeared on Family Matters in 1995 as a TV anchorman, delivering the news with a polished, authoritative presence. His character embodied the classic newsroom persona, confident, articulate, and professional, adding a touch of realism to the show's media-driven moments. By then, Stevens had already established himself as a familiar face in television, best known for his 7-year run as Jack Forbes on the soap opera Loving, 1983 to 1990. That role made him a household name, showcasing his ability to balance charm and intensity. After leaving Loving, he transitioned into primetime and international productions, including Michaela, 1993, where he played a determined anti-mafia journalist in the Italian-Argentine telenovela. Later, he took on a different challenge in The Lot, 1999, portraying Jack Sweeney, a scheming Hollywood agent in a satirical look at the film industry, a stark contrast to his earlier heroic roles. Away from the screen, Stevens had a deep passion for music, finding success as a singer, particularly in South Africa. He married Jenny Stevens, with whom he shared a life until his untimely passing. On September 8, 2005, he died at the age of 47 due to liver failure, a devastating loss for fans who had followed his career. As we celebrate the legacy of Family Matters, we also remember the talented actors who brought its beloved characters to life. Though they may no longer be with us, their performances continue to inspire and entertain. Which of these actors' roles left the biggest impact on you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic TV memories. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.